go. Hey, everybody. It's a Hanukkah miracle. Judy and Kristin are on the same screen at the same time. And we're talking about the holidays today. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Kristin. How you doing? Did you get all your shopping done yet?
I'm working on it. I wanted to talk to you today.
You liar.
I know. I wanted to talk to you today because it is the holidays, and I want to talk to you about the holiday gift guide. I also wanted to advise people what to get me from the holiday gift guide.
I was just about to say, what about us? Come on now.
Exactly.
And I think we're welcoming everyone to What Women Want show.
We are boldly going. We are, I don't know who it was, but we're taking that step. I'm channeling the exuberance of Jane Bishop right now, and we're just going to take that that little tiny step.
Jane is a doll. Love her.
Yeah. So yes, folks, we are experimenting here, and we invite you. We're being brave enough to show you our experiments
and show you our faces while we're talking. Imagine that.
Yeah, my Sunday morning just woke up 30 minutes ago, was up till 1 a.m., woke up at 5 a.m. mysteriously, went back to bed at 9 a.m., face here. Ah!
Nice. Well, it's nice to have a conversation with a face instead of just a microphone, I have to say. Yeah, it's very exciting. So I want to ask you, Kristin, if you could have anything for Christmas and not peace, something you could touch and use and not like love or peace or something that's intangible, what would you want?
Okay, so here's the thing. You see this room behind me? And the light's kind of crummy. And the broadcaster in me is like, I need a freaking light.
And how about a studio? You can ask for anything you want.
Right. Well, I want a studio, but the light that we use for Horror Talk with Kristin West, it costs $1,000. And I was like, damn, where am I going to find $1,000 for a one light? And then I looked at your gift guide and I saw the site lights and I was like, I could move it over here. I could move it over there. I could bend it. I could flex it. That made me really excited. Yes. Let there be light. That's what I want. I want light.
There you go. Well, I think Horror Talk for Kristin West, wouldn't you just hold like a flashlight underneath your face in the dark?
That's a brilliant idea, and we're going to do that. One of these seasons, we're going to be like this.
Well, that's what I would do, because that's what I would think that I would look best at the Horror Talk show.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
That's so funny that you found those lights on the gift guide. I'm so proud of our What Women Want annual gift guide. So it's the Holiday Gift Guide 2018. And it's great because we don't just have products on there. We have services too. So if you're interested in using a women-owned based service, we have people on there like Katie Karlovitz that are talking about how to make speaking presentations, how to keynote, and how to present yourself in public, that type of thing. And, we have a whole combination of items and services and all kinds of interesting things on there. So it's pretty cool. I'm very proud of it.
It's very comprehensive. It kind of meets you where you're at, wherever that is. I kind of noticed is that and it doesn't exclude really any part of a woman's life. So, some gift guides I think are very niche, like they're almost overly niche, but this kind of has really nice variety in it. How do you go about choosing who gets in this gift guide, Judy? Because I know you have very sophisticated taste.
Well, you know what? We want to make sure that, first of all, we don't have any conflict. So as I built my company, I used to be a publicist for 5 minutes. Not many people know that, but, you want to get to the point where you're highlighting women-owned businesses and you're highlighting sponsors who support you, but you want to make sure you don't have any conflicts. And besides that, I try to pick, like you said, a quite extensive range of products and services that apply to almost every area of your life. So that's really what we do. And besides the fact, you had to be nice to be in our gift guide, and you want to be able to support women-owned businesses. Now we do have a couple of men sponsors, which is nice. Tyrone Barrington,
Yes.
with his about the modeling industry, and I believe we have a doctor on there, a gynecologist too, that's Atlanta-based, that wanted to support us. So it's always nice to have that, kind of whole range of everything.
And we have the website for the gift guide scrolling across the bottom of the screen, folks.
Yeah, that's so professional looking.
I know, right? The future is here. The future is here. I was very proud of myself a few minutes ago accomplishing that. But no, I think it's a great idea. You want to deal with nice people, and you want to support people who are doing good and treating others well and conducting their businesses ethically. And I think that's a good consideration when you're putting a gift guide together.
Also, I have to believe anything that I promote, even like for instance, I brought myself a pre-Christmas, maybe Hanukkah present here from Dune Jewelry, and it's a little bit of my past and future life here in this Dune Jewelry. So you can put sand from where you've been or where you want to go into a charm and wear it around your neck. And I like to promote, products and services that I really believe in and that I know are good quality and that type of thing. And if doesn't resonate with me, I don't think it's going to resonate with my audience.
Yeah, no, that's true. And they make a really unique product. And I think one of the things about their sand bank, how smart are these ladies and how tenacious are these ladies? I remember talking to them. 3,500 different sand and soil samples.
Yeah, well, now they have shells. Now they crush shells, and they have some crystals too now in their bank.
Whoa!
Yeah,
I have a piece from them too, and I just love it. And it's interesting. I'm gonna have to get updated with them because it's so cool what they do and why they do it.
Yeah, it's very meaningful company, meaningful presence, and just very thoughtful. Because I like when you have a traditional item like jewelry and you put a twist on it and make it exciting and unique.
And I think people are getting away from just blatant consumerism, and this particular product, the Dune Jewelry, is not just about a pretty thing. It's not just about a ring. It's not just about a piece of jewelry. It's about the memory attached to an experience in your life that's important to you for some reason. I think it's not just about having a piece of jewelry to have a piece of jewelry, but really giving a tangible symbol to an experience, which is also really appealing. So
I totally agree. I'm just looking on our Facebook page to see what it's kind of delayed there, isn't it?
A little bit. I'm going to have to look at the playback and see. So, folks, if you're watching, yes, we are boldly going where we have not gone before, which is two faces on a screen at the same time.
I would love to just do this and have our guests involved, and I think we can have up to 2 more people, right, on the screen.
Yeah, we can do a 4-up on this. Yes, that's true.
That'll be nice. Yeah,
that'll be very nice, and
fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And we can put people's websites and Twitter and Facebook at the bottom of the screen instead of repeating it twice and spelling it out.
TWITTER handle.
Right, exactly. So we got guests coming up this week. We have Sonia Satra back from Moda Size, former soap star, and we got Patricia Stark. So what are we talking about this week?
So, these 2 ladies are so powerful in their own industries and are constantly in front of the camera and speaking and presenting themselves. And I thought we'd talk about, because I've noticed a huge wave of women wanting to be in front of live audiences, and also wanting to present themselves in the best way possible when they show up at networking events, like What Women Want Networking, or really any networking events, or if you're just meeting someone for the first time. It's really all about, presenting yourself in a light that's going to be the best first impression that you can get. And both of these ladies have done that with their careers, and they're also teaching how to do that through mind-body experiences. So really connecting the mind with the body, and from mindset to body language to just really stepping out on stage or stepping into a party to meet people. It's really important, all about how we present ourselves and how we're, in the spotlight. And I feel like, in combination with social media, and building our businesses and that type of thing, as well as meeting people, when we get older, even to date or be friends with, this is a really important topic.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think we can't emphasize enough as women the mind-body connection, because, when you feel fear, you feel it in your body. When you feel hesitancy, you feel it in your body. We have phrases for this. Weak in the knees. I felt weak in the knees. My stomach, I had butterflies in my stomach. And
right.
Sometimes, and we're just not taught enough or encouraged enough to have that essential mind-body connection that we need to have.
Right. And Sonia Sacha has that all. She's all about that with her Modicize. And, Patricia is also, she coined the word confidence. So that's
confidence.
Yeah.
I need
that.
That
Obviously starts right from the inside out. And, as an actress, I'm sure you have that. You can do that. You're an expert at that one, Kristin.
It's interesting. I will admit I have a tiny bit of performance anxiety. Sometimes, every once in a while, it creeps up. No matter how many times you've done something, I'm sure you can sympathize. Sometimes I would say once every few weeks before something I've done, or, I have a handle on it, I get really keyed up and I have to kind of calm myself down. I have to talk myself down from,
But no, totally. I know what you're talking about when I'm about to step. For me, it's when I'm about to step, particularly into a live, TV network newscast or something. All of a sudden, I'll get sweaty palms and start to have that shiver and shake and think, you've done this 800,000 times. What, stop it. It's in your head. And, everyone gets that, but not everybody can talk themselves out of it.
No, it's true. It's true. And we have to have calming skills. And there's a whole branch of acting school, Stanislavski technique, that teaches you to act from a place of ultimate calmness. And that's not, and I haven't taken a lot of lessons in that, haven't had a lot of training in that. But there's something to be said from coming from a place where nothing bothers you, where even if a pie were to land on my face right now, I would be totally calm. And I think
would you what?
Like a pie, like someone were to smack me in the face with a pie, I could be totally calm and centered and still stay on task and be in the moment and not go but there's so many things too that we don't acknowledge bother us in just the day-to-day world and getting along, that really shake us later, or we hold in. It can cause a lot of problems for women, whether you're in front of an audience or you're just, speaking up in a meeting, like in a board meeting or something.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, life is, you're on stage, right? So whether you're at a performance or you're, with your family or about to walk into a party where you don't know anyone, it all causes performance anxiety.
Right.
So
right.
There are definite ways of getting over that and staying calm throughout and building our sense of confidence and strength within, so we can make that great first impression.
I love that confidence. I can't wait for Wednesday. So what's going on with the chapters? Is there anything interesting or fun going on in some of the chapters that you've got going on?
Well, we're having a lot of holiday parties, which is really fun. Yeah, definitely. And we have a couple of new chapters opening up next year, so that's always fun. And just really, wrapping it up and winding it down, having our parties and getting ready for the new year, which is a great time, as you know, to go out and start meeting people and networking and getting your new goals for the new year and everything set. So it's an exciting time. I like it. It's almost like it's an excuse to get re-energized and refocused, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. It's true. And I think people get really, at this time of year, there's a good opportunity to reflect on what you've done and where you want to go. Because I think sometimes in the middle of the year, after, the 1st of February, everybody's focused on taxes. Oh, I got to get my taxes done. Oh,
Yeah.
school's back up again. Oh, and it's spring sports with people in schools, and then the summer comes, and it's the middle of the year. In the middle of the year, I feel like I just feel,
not me, because I live in New York.
Yeah.
So the middle of the year comes and I'm like, yes, let's
You're
go.
thawed. You're completely thawed.
Yeah, well, exactly. And the warm weather and the sunshine, and I just feel more mobile and less depressed. So for me, it's a kind of get up and go time. But definitely the new year makes me reassess, what I'm doing with my business and my personal life, and really everything. Writing down those goals, making a new vision board. I really get into it. And I haven't been like that in the past. I've kind of just said, if you're going to make a resolution, why don't you just start right now?
Right.
But I've really kind of embraced this whole time where people are taking advantage of that feeling, that you really kind of want to just re-energize your spirit and get going again, and have new, goals of what you want to do and how you want to move forward. I think it's really important.
Okay, so how big of an endeavor is this vision board, Judy? Because we've never really talked about your vision board before.
Well, let's talk about how to make a good vision board, because I don't really know how. So I don't know. I don't know who. Probably Jane Madigan that told me how to make a vision board, right? And you cut things out and you put, motivational quotes on, and you get pictures of kind of what you're working towards. But is there some way to organize it that it's supposed to give better energy or something?
See, I'm not sure.
Do you make one? Do you make them?
I have a vision board on Pinterest that when I get really, really like in a funk, I will look at and just sort of like I have a Pinterest version of my vision board. And when I get really in a funk, I will look at it to remind of me what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and that. I'm not like an everyday or every week vision board person. So I think it depends on you and what you need. I mean, if you need a daily pick-me-up, then maybe you look at it every day. I don't think there's any one right way to do it. It's kind of like bullet journaling. Have you ever tried bullet journaling?
Sure. I haven't called it that, but I do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's no one correct way to do it. There's kind of a shell or a structure, and then you make it work for you.
Right.
Kind of like life itself. You have a shell or a structure.
Well, I do know they say the more specific you are, the better it is that the universe will, get you what you want, and you'll pull it towards you. And I have a problem with that, though. So I feel like when I get really specific, I'm limiting myself. So that's definitely a struggle that I go through, thinking, gosh, I want to do this specifically, but then how do I know that there isn't something better than that out there? Like if I just ask for that, and then there's, something else that I could be doing. So that's always, for me, a push-pull type of thing. I'm Gemini, so that might be part of it too.
Well, Gemini, there's always two sides of you.
Kristin's like, so that's what's wrong with her.
Okay, so my 12th house is ruled by Gemini, so I'm subconsciously a Gemini.
Oh, that's even more messed up.
A little bit.
At least I know I have several different personalities.
Right. See, I should look at like the profiles of serial killers, because I bet they have 12th house Gemini.
Oh dear.
Whoops.
Yeah.
No, but everybody, you have to. I think it's important to acknowledge that, some people really need that need certain information in one way. And I know what you feel like when you don't want to limit yourself. You don't want to. That's why when I think of things that I want or desire or need, please give me this or better. Because if it's in store for me to have better, because my thinking is limited, now I'm talking like David Barra. If you're listening, if you're watching,
I guess he's taught. He's done his job. Then if you've learned something, right?
Right. If my thinking's so limited that I can only see one path to an outcome, or one thing that I desire, but I can receive more than that, or better is kind of a fail-safe clause in there.
Right. Do you write down your goals do you kind of like reassess every few months, every year? Do you write down your goals and look at them and do you get specific like that, or what's Kristin West's life like?
It's a little less, it's interesting because for me, I kind of, let me put it this way. I find that for me in particular is that if I create too many things, it will give me a high anxiety. But mid-month and towards the end of the month, I sit down and I focus on things that aren't working. Okay, this is not working. This was not life affirming. This made me feel bad. This is sucking my time away. For me, I have to shed a lot of stuff because I tend to take way too much on, and I have a problem releasing stuff. It's just who in the nature of who I am.
Me too. That's the problem because we're so ambitious, I think, and we just want to do everything, and be successful at so many things. And we're very creative, you and I. I mean, we want to, get out there and just do, and it's tough to pick things and shed things. That's for sure. I've actually been going through that for the past probably year and a half of really condensing and, really focusing in on what is making me happy as well as my future, what I believe is my future success. So.
Yeah. So for me, it's definitely, I check in with myself twice a month and I'm like, okay, can I get rid of this and still keep this going?
Right.
And that's been one of the most important things for me. Because a lot of people get if they don't think that they're making their goals, if they're not achieving their goals, I'm not productive enough. Okay. Right. Well, the fact of the matter is that the majority of people are insanely productive. Okay. American productivity is like at its highest level ever. It's just that we're not all necessarily seeing the results of our productivity in ways that we understand or that
you just have too many goals.
Exactly. So most people, I don't think, have a productivity issue at all. I think it's more that they're putting in effort, but not necessarily seeing results, or they're putting effort into things that are, or as Monica Shaw would say, not revenue building activities. Right. I've been reminding myself of that from the VIP part of the conference. I mean, like, Kristin, is this a revenue building activity? No, it's not.
Yeah. Well, that's most of my life. But anyway, we have to get that revenue going a little bit more. But that's the problem, if you will, or not, not a problem, but that's all part of being creative, is because we start a project and it doesn't necessarily, lead to revenue right away, or the kind of revenue we want right away, because it is creative and it does make us happy, and hopefully eventually, it will lead to that. If you keep going. And I think that's, again, David Barry and Monica Shaw type of thing, that if you need to pick what your passion is and what you truly love, because you're not necessarily going to make money right away out of it. So.
No, it's like, it's a commitment. I mean, everything that you want that I think is worthy in life, you really have to commit to it in a big bad way. There is no such thing as overnight success. And for me, I think one of the most important things that came out of 2018 for me in particular was that there was stuff I was doing when I was in junior high, when I was 12, 13, 14, in early high school, 14, 15, 16, that only bore fruit this past year. It was training I had back then. It was competitions I was doing back then at that age that are 20, 10, 20 years later are bearing fruit, 15 years later bearing fruit. I mean, sometimes there is no overnight success.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's funny you said that, because I just tripped up on an email. I write these emails or notes to myself, and then I keep them for months or years later when I can look back and, see how far I've come, or that type of thing. And I haven't looked at this in this drawer at those letters. I've looked in the drawer, but I haven't seen the emails or letters for a long, long time. And one of them I wrote down that, I eventually want to be a TV personality. I want to do hosting, and at that time I just started doing TV with, I think it was when I was at More Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back in 2007.
Wow.
And I literally this year got my first paid TV hosting gig. That's 11 years later. That's a
Right.
long time to be working and constantly, I've done hundreds and hundreds of segments all over the country, and I was building my hosting career, building my reel, and actually that's not true. I did get a few paid hosting gigs along the way, but just very small and enough to build my reel and build my career, But yeah, I didn't really consider myself a TV host until this year, and that's 11 years of constantly working on the career.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think people feel the pressure of time so much that it stops them, especially if they don't get success in that first year, in that first 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the holidays can be a hard time for people because they feel like, you go to your family parties, you go to parties with your friends. Oh, how's that new line of work going?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, have you, I can't tell you how many times in my first year of really moving out here to LA and working on acting. Oh, have you made any money yet? I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And you can feel an enormous amount of pressure.
Yeah.
That the money is the validation. Well, the money is not the validation for, the money, it's the work that has to be the validation, and the money then comes after.
Right.
I mean, that's hard to
take. I was in that situation last night where I was at a bar mitzvah and I saw a lot of people I hadn't seen for a long, long time. And it's like, what are you doing now? I'm a TV host and this and that. And they're like, and if they knew what Women Want is, because I've been working on that for a long time too, for 8 years. And that's been more prominent in my life up until recently. And they were like, "Oh, you're TV hosting now. What are you working on? Like, what's out? Where can I see it? What can I?" It's like, if I wasn't working on something right now, which fortunately I am at the moment, but I would be like, I'm in between jobs. Like, I don't know. It's so awkward. It's like, why can't you just, be happy that I'm feeling successful and happy with what I'm doing at the moment, than just kind of, really getting in and wanting to know who, what, why, when, where,
Right.
Like, if I didn't say it, maybe I don't want to give you the details. I don't know. It's a fine line, right?
Well, that's how people, though, show interest. And if you don't know the pattern of the work in the specific industry,
right,
because entertainment, there are people who work desk jobs in entertainment, and they do important and valiant work, and we love them. And the entertainment industry would not run without people answering the phone at Warner Brothers, doing all the things that those people do. But then there are people in the support staff, exactly. And then there are people in the entertainment industry who are contract employees, itinerant workers, people who work job to job, show to show, not necessarily working all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that people just don't understand, I think, the workflow. And I think And I think that's applicable to every industry. I mean, I hate to say it, but if you're a mortician and people are not dying, you're not getting paid.
Good example.
You know, I mean, and that industry is recession proof, supposedly. So,
I would think the recession would cause even more, I guess.
Yeah. So on that happy note about morticians.
Happy holidays.
So, Judy, do you have any advice for people for the holiday season? How do you get through the holiday season?
Oh my gosh. I was trying to figure that one out the other day. I was, and speaking of a low subject, 3 years ago, I lost, a few very close family members within a period of several months. And two of them was Thanksgiving and then Christmas. One was the day after Christmas and one was a couple days before Thanksgiving. And for me, the holidays aren't quite as fun anymore as they used to be. Mm-hmm. So you always try to focus on the positive, right? It's hard though. It's tough. For a lot of people, I from what I understand, more people than I thought have experienced loss and that type of thing around this time. So I really just try to pull myself in and my family and my friends, and constantly I'm reaching out more than I ever was, because I'm not a big person that reaches out and says, help, I'm not feeling great, or I don't really, feel like going out type of thing. But I've really been reaching out and making a phone call or a text, or just saying, hey, you want to go have a drink, go have dinner? And that's really been cheering me up, honestly, this year. It's been wonderful.
That's cool.
What about you? Cool. What do you do? You don't have family where you are, do you? You don't have family around you.
No. Here in LA, I kind of pal around with actors who don't have a family here right now, which has been good. We actually had a little tiny Hanukkah last night, which was fun. Yeah. And then for me, like, I've experienced loss during the holidays too. So it really sort of, when that's happened for me, it's really gotten me out of necessarily the consumerism of the holidays and the over consumerism. I'm all for consumerism, don't get me wrong, but just the greed, I think, of the holidays that sometimes can manifest. And
the commercialism.
The commercialism, right. And so it's too much. Yeah. And so for me, it's become more about allowing myself to pause. And I think everybody, that confidence you were talking about, that we're going to talk about with Patricia Stark, allow yourself some calm, because, oh man, I know, about traffic, because you're in New York. I live right down the street from a mall. So there, so.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Jane Bishop is not on the show right now. We were just talking about you, Jane.
We were discussing you, Jane. We were saying nice things about you.
And I was saying how you texted me so sweetly the other day, and I never got back to you. Small acts of kindness can help some get through the holidays. That's great advice. Getting out there and helping other people. I've actually done that too. I've tried to find ways that I can give back and kind of raise my spirits. That's definitely good advice, Jane.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This time of year, I try and keep at least a few singles in my wallet to give to people who are less fortunate, if they're out on the street, especially if it's late at night and it's kind of cold. A few snack bars, just simple things. You never know what people are going through. Because as much as we have support systems in the country for people, some people slip through the cracks, especially in LA. So I try and keep a few things in my purse to help people. Nothing big. I mean, it's just,
But it's big to them. So, I mean, it's a big, small gesture to you. It's big to them, and it probably makes you feel good. And I think, Jane's advice is right on. And she has a company called Take the Next Step. And that's certainly taking the next step, right? And with evolving with our giving back and really trying to keep ourselves out there and Yeah, I think that's really great advice. When you feel down, give back.
Yeah,
Glad you're
no, I
alive
think it's
and well, she said. Thank you, Jane. We love you.
we do
All
love
right. Well,
you.
speaking of giving back, I got two teenage daughters that I'm doing AP Social Studies Global History or something class, trying to help.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. But it's reading about the Ming Dynasty and all that is just not something that I want to spend my Sunday afternoon doing. But sometimes my
Well, I tell you what, let me help motivate you, because I took AP exams and had to study for those exams, and ultimately the great thing about it was that if you get a certain score on those exams, you can test out of your college classes, which means less tuition for mom and dad to have to pay.
That's a good point. It's a little intimidating, though, for me as a parent that they're in ninth grade and already taking an AP class.
Oh, yeah,
That's
well,
pretty high pressure, I think. But I guess it's good because they get a leg up. But I think, no, it's great for them. I mean, they're doing fantastic. But the problem is my daughter missed a couple of days last week. So she's like trying to catch up. And when you're behind, it's the worst. They can keep up and get great grades and except, when they kind of trip and she got a virus and now she's doing double work and working all day on a Sunday trying to catch up. It just, my heart goes out to her. But that's
there's a
all
lot
part
of
of, I guess,
pressure.
being young and going to school, right? We had to go through it.
Yeah, no, it's true. And there's a lot of pressure on kids these days. There's a lot of tests and stuff. And well, she'll make it. She has a good mom, so she'll make it.
Thank you. I
You're
love you.
welcome. So, folks, I hope you've enjoyed our test balloon today. Judy, and I were brave enough to attempt this way. So,
Yeah.
please, after the live broadcast, please do watch if you've missed us, because we didn't announce this because we were scared.
Actually, I shared it to our group of over 4,000 ladies there. So we might get some comments on it. I don't know. But definitely, make some comments, guys, of what you want to talk about, what you want to see Kristin and I talking about, if you want to see our faces or not, if what women want talk radio. Oh my gosh. We enjoy it much more because we feel like we can interact with each other and the guests much better. We don't know if a podcast or a Facebook Live is easier for all of you to kind of listen to and interact with and feel a part of. So let us know. Give us some reaction and feedback. We want to know where to move on for 2019.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. We're going to put this up on our vision board, but we need your feedback. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for this special edition of What Women Want with Judy Goss and Kristin West. Have a great day and happy holidays.
Mwah.